Really interesting here, Matthew 11:12.
The kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. Because this is how you develop the forces of heaven within you. The forces of heaven descends in your physicality, and you take it by force, by willpower. It's not easy. The weak succumb.
So as heaven permeates into matter, that's what, like esoteric activation would really be. Would being a vehicle for heaven onto earth. That's what the king archetype is as well. And letting heaven permeate into the body, it suffers violence because the body has so much violence or darkness or chaos inside of it. And as heaven permeates, right, the violent take it by force, meaning like when you will it, when you fully will it into your body, when you will the sun state, right? It's like this force of awakening that permeates the body, and it's strong.
In the sexual act. And that's the mystery of Baphomet. You have to be a thief. And that's why the tenebrous, the fornicators from Klipoth accuse the alchemists of being thieves. Because we, when we transmute, we are really thieves. We like to steal for God. But it's not stealing like in this physical world, money or dollars, because that's stupid. Stealing from his own energy, his own force.
So Hermes represents the god of wisdom and protector of thieves. So same with Prometheus. Prometheus stole the fire from the gods. And this is showing us that this like trickster, or also like the god of wisdom, this archetype, kind of like that Mercurian archetype, steals the cosmic creative force, right? What Tantra is awakening the universal creative will, the universal creative force in your body, and stealing the energy from your cells, literally like in the Zohar in mystical Hebrew. The whole practice is about raising the sparks from their shells. We can look at that anatomically. It's like we have these sparks of fire that are encased within matter, and that's like a cell, or that's an atom. And raising the fire from the shells, right? Stealing the fire from the body, literally awakening the fire in the body and bringing it up. And that's what Tantra is harnessing that sexual force and not letting the body like consume it or release it, but actually bringing up the fire, meaning to transmute it into a higher plane, a higher level. And yeah, it's just raising up that cosmic force there.
On physicality, and you transmute the sexual force. That's the mystery of Baphomet. That is taught by Moses through his Kabbalah in all the book of Genesis. When you are in the sexual act, you are touching the tree of life.
So this is really interesting right here. Just want to make this clear. No, I can't do that. The tree of life is the center column, or the shushuma in the body, right? And the tree of life is singular and it's eternal. And when you awaken to the tree of life, it is to transcend the tree of knowledge, which is like it has the two poles of severity and mercy, and it coincides to the left and right sides of your body, right? And when you steal the fire from the body, you are equalizing and balancing the poles of the body so that the center column opens. And that's where the fire can channel through and rise from. And that's like stealing the fire of heaven. The second thing about the fire of heaven is that it erupts in two different places. There's fire and then there's light. They're one and the same. They're at different ends of a vibrational spectrum per se, or polarities. One's masculine, the light; one's feminine, the fire. And the fire comes up through the creative center, the sacral, right? And it's through your connection to earth, and the fire at the center of the earth. And it rises, and light descends through you, and light comes in through the macrocosmic birthing portal. The microcosmic birthing portal being the sacral chakra, the sexual center, right? Where we birth man, where matter is birthed. The macrocosmic birthing portal being the logos, or the third eye, which is also like the tongue. And it's the tongue and, the pineal, or the pineal. You see what I'm saying here? The pineal links to cosmic and the macrocosmic birthing portals. And by connecting those two, right, you're opening the doors for the heavenly force, the Merkaba, the upward and downward, to be unified. That is also through the sexual act of unification with a partner, right?
But remember the commandment: don't eat of it. You touch the tree and you eat the fruit, and that's precisely the problem. You can touch it, but don't eat it. Because by touching it is how you transform the energy and feed your spirit, your soul.
Wow. Touch the energy, but don't eat the fruit. Wow. Can you touch the energy of all creation? The ultimate Shakti force. That pillar of cosmic, heavenly energy, etheric energy running up and down the spine, or the tree of life. Can you touch that? Unifying the logos and the creative energy. Unifying the sexual center and the mental sphere per se. And in doing so, it is the full attainment of presence of mind and spirit, presence and ceremony here on earth. To do Tantra correctly, you literally have to be like fully woke presence here on earth, or else the lust of the body will overwhelm you and you'll eat the fruit when you ejaculate. So it's like touching the tree and communing with the tree and letting the tree grow. Really interesting stuff going on here. Hope you're getting a lot from this.
But if you eat it, when you fornicate, you make lust and then the rest of egos inside. And you become idolatrous.
Interesting thing about the two ways Tantra can go is lust literally focuses and chains your spiritual awareness, or your like soul, to the body, because it's an inward focused. It's like focused on, releasing things of the body for this feeling, and it's very gross in a sense of dense. But when Tantra is transmuted in love, that means the sexual energy of lust is transmuted into the higher emotion of love, and it's actually outward focused. If you think about a black hole versus the sun just shines forth in love and generative power, right, in light. And it is constantly transmuting and sending forth light from the center pole, or the tree of life. Lust would be a black hole or a dark sun, because all the energy is being consumed inward and then dissipated. So it's like literally just this black hole. Lust is inward focused, love is outward focused. And the only way, in my experience, that Tantra can be done successfully is when there's a high level of awareness and breath in the body, where spiritual presence can overrule the body. And literally, like, your will is greater than, your presence is greater than this most powerful energy, right? Because you cannot be subservient to it. You must literally steal it.
Even if you don't have in your home statues and you think that only God you worship, but you are a fornicator, you are also a killer, because you are killing the life. Or as in esotericism we say, any bodhisattva that falls into animal generation is accused of having killed the god Mercury, or the Mercurius, which is the sexual energy. What are you generation is accused of having killed the god Mercury, or the Mercurius.
The god Mercury is a hermaphrodite, meaning that Hermes and Aphrodite are one and the same. Mercurial. Mercurial is this combination of opposing forces, the yin and the yang, the masculine and feminine, the combination of opposite polarities into one so that the center column can be opened. Mercurial is, I've never heard it referenced as the sexual energy itself, but I see it as the unification of sexual energy into its highest form. You know, the Shiva and Shakti dancing together, the two serpents twining up and down, right? The sun and the moon. Hell yeah, that was just a quick one for Immortal Truth, the truth that was, that is, and that will be on Tantra, you know, and kind of the esoteric mysteries of the sun state. Hope you enjoyed some of this deep truth we're spitting here. Hit that like button, subscribe to Immortal Truth. Powerful, potent content on this channel.
Which is the sexual energy. What are you performing when you are in fornication? The Zohar explains the different. You are a thief as well, but a bad thief. After the orgasm of the animals. And the serpent said unto the woman, this is the next graphic, ye shall not surely die, for Elohim doth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as Elohim, knowing good and evil.
That's for another video. Knowing good and evil. The tree of knowledge. Wisdom is the knowledge of good and evil, or the highest wisdom. So therefore you can transmute the dualism. It's for another video. I'll see if he gets into any more meat here. But
when you eat it as God, or with God, together with God, and you eat it, and then your eyes are open. But it's written that so that they were naked completely, without energy, without force. So we have two serpents here. The first is the tempting serpent, and the other is the serpent that gives life, which is the Kundalini. Humanity is following, of course, the tempting serpent. Because in the...
It's so true. The tempting serpent and the Kundalini force. The tempting serpent, wow, is closer to the physicality. And the life-giving serpent is like, yeah, it's kind of like the poison and the cure, you know? Really interesting. I'm having some revelations there, but I couldn't expand on it any further. Thank you for watching. Peace.